That substance being methamphetamine, as this is charged as unlawful distribution of methamphetamine. You're looking at a level 3 drug felony. That means if you were to be convicted, depending on your criminal history, if any, you could have to serve at least 55 months, up to 247 months in prison, and you could pay a fine up to $300,000. On count 2, you're looking at conspiracy to distribute an unlawful substance, methamphetamine, another level 3 drug felony, which means you could serve another 55 months up to 247 months in prison, and pay another $300,000 fine. In count 3, you're accused of possessing a certain quantity of methamphetamines, approximately 59 grams, to which the drug dealer tax stamp is required to be affixed, and you did not allegedly have that. This is a level 10 person felony. If convicted, the fine or the penalties could be up to 5 to 13 months in prison and 100,000 in fines. In count 4, you're accused of trafficking and contraband in a correctional facility. The state's alleging that you did unlawfully and knowingly, without the consent of the administrator of a correctional institution, have in your possession, while in that correctional facility, 12 grams of methamphetamine. This is a level 6 non-person felony. The sentence could be 17 to 46 months in prison, and the fine could be up to $100,000. In count 4, you're accused of the crime of forgery. That is unlawfully and intentionally possessing with intent to issue or distribute a written instrument, knowing it to have been made, altered, or endorsed, or possessing and using a fake identification. As charged, this is a level 8 non-person felony. It carries a sentence of 7 to 23 months in prison and a fine up to $100,000. In count 6, you're accused of identity theft. That is personally possessing an ID, a Kansas driver's license, belonging to, using it as fake identification for yourself with the intent to defraud that person or someone else. This is a level 8 non-person felony. The penalty could be 7 to 23 months in prison and up to a $100,000 fine. In count 7, you're accused of interference with the law enforcement officer by intentionally and knowingly concealing, destroying, or materially altering evidence with the intent to prevent or hinder the apprehension or prosecution of a person, to wit, throwing guns and bags containing methamphetamine out of a moving vehicle. As charged, this is another level 8 non-person felony, meaning to your sentence could be added another 7 months up to 23 months in prison and another $100,000 fine. In count 8, you're accused of interference with law enforcement by knowingly providing information to an officer that you knew or should have known was false, with the intention to influence, impede, obstruct the officer's duty. So again, to wit, providing the officer with fake identification card. This is charged as a level 9 non-person felony. If convicted, you could add to your sentence another 5 months up to 17 months in prison and another fine of up to $100,000. In count 9, you're accused of unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia, to wit, a pipe and baggie, to store, contain, conceal, inject, ingest, inhale, or otherwise introduce a controlled substance into the human body. This is a Class B non-person misdemeanor. If convicted, it would not carry prison time. It would carry up to 6 months in the county jail.
The judge rattled off 9 separate charges, from drug trafficking to forgery to identity theft. You know this isn't just another first appearance. This is a train wreck waiting to happen. And Jordan Denny, sitting in that chair, is about to prove exactly why judges lose patience with repeat offenders.
So you believe you're going to hire your own attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And you believe you have the means to do so?
Yes, I've actually also been looking for a job and actively getting into drug and alcohol assessment and treatments.
Do you think you need to apply for court-appointed attorney? And if you do you wish to do so now?
I would like to be given a little bit more time to look for an attorney, my own attorney, before going for court appointed.
All right, so you don't have a job. Do you have any money?
Not right now. I mean, my mom's been helping me a lot, but
All right, so your mother is able to help you get an attorney?
yes, ma'am.
And you've talked to her about that and she's willing to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, well, if it turns out that you're not able to hire an attorney by your next court date, you can always come in, and I'd urge you to come in and get an application for court-appointed attorney well before your next hearing date. Please do not put that off. All right, so Missy, she's going to hire an attorney.
April 26th at 1:30.
You and your attorney will need to be back here April 26th at 1:30, and that will be by Zoom. So either bring in your hired attorney or be waiting to meet your court-appointed attorney. Again, do not wait. You've made bond, it looks like.
Notice how quickly she insists she'll hire her own lawyer, even though she admits she's broke, unemployed, and leaning on her mother. The irony here is hard to miss, charged with forgery and identity theft, yet relying on someone else's money to stay afloat. Judges don't just hear words, they hear patterns. And everything about her answers screams instability.
Say that amount again, please.
$47,500.
And she's posted that bond on February what?
4th.
Okay.
On February 7th, 3 days later, she was found with Tyler Goodwin in Butler County, Kansas. She was arrested for interference with law enforcement operating a motor vehicle without driver's license. That is in Butler County Sheriff's Office case 2024-00001811. Ms. Denny gave officers her adopted sister's name with the wrong date of birth. She did not match the photo.
That's the second time around. That's not the same time I've just gone over with her.
Nope. She was stopped by Butler County and they were trying to push a 2013 Lincoln MKX out of the ditch. She admitted she had been driving, that she knew Ms. Mitchell had a valid license, so she gave Ms. Mitchell's information to the Butler County officers, and she was taken into custody for interference. Technically, she could also be charged for identity theft if Ms. Mitchell didn't consent to the use of her name. And Ms. Denny did so to avoid the fact that she did not have a valid driver's license and that she had been the one driving.
3. And here's the real bombshell. Just 3 days after posting a $47,500 bond, she's caught with her co-defendant, the very man she was ordered to stay away from. Not only that, she gave police her sister's name.
From a separate location.
Yes, and that separate location would be the Greenwood County Courthouse. We are here on a bond revocation motion filed by the county attorney, in which it's alleged that the defendant has violated her probation.
Bond.
Her bond, thank you. That was filed back February 23rd, but Ms. Gillette, you still wish to proceed, is that correct?
Judge, Ms. Denny, yes, we do wish to proceed. Ms. Denny has been having ongoing contact with Tyler Goodwin. She has was ordered in her bond to not have contact with him. Not only does it say in the printed form the defendant will not have contact with co-defendants directly or indirectly, but it's specifically written in here, no contact with Tyler Goodwin. And she has had ongoing contact with him. We have witnesses here today. They've continued to have ongoing contact, and she was arrested in Butler County with Tyler Goodwin. We have attached the affidavit of Deputy Billy Cole. He is with us today. And responded to a subpoena when you set this yesterday. We got right with Deputy Cole so that we could get him on here by Zoom today. And she was booked into the Butler County Jail operating a motor vehicle. So our request is that she have her bond revoked for having ongoing contact with Mr. Goodwin, and continuing to commit more crimes. Not only was she arrested there for interference with law enforcement, she also had no valid driver's license. So those are, crimes that have been committed over in Butler County, as well as the ongoing contact. The witnesses stand ready.
Been warned by a court, and instead of lying low, you dive right back into chaos. This isn't bad luck, it's self-destruction. After clip 4. The prosecution isn't even flinching here. They walk in with affidavits, with deputies, with proof she broke bond conditions. This is what makes courtroom drama so raw, when the state lines up its evidence, and the defendant has nothing left but to nod.
Showing these alleged violations?
No, Your Honor.
So you do agree that these violations took place as alleged?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anyone making you enter this admission today by any threats or promises? I'm sorry?
Your Honor.
And do you understand that if I accept these admissions, you could and probably would have your bond revoked?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, well, so you did have ongoing contact with Tyler Goodwin,
Yes, Your Honor.
and you were booked into the Butler County Jail for driving without a license and interference with law enforcement officer?
Most defendants at least try to deny it, but Jordan admits everything. Yes, she was with him. Yes, she drove without a license. Yes, she interfered with law enforcement. It's rare to hear a defendant just fold like this, but it shows you how cornered she was. There was no path forward except straight back into custody.
Like 8 felonies, 1 misdemeanor, and her bond was set at $47,500, made by Big Fish bail bonds. She hasn't complied with that. I'm inclined to make her bond. I'm going to make her bond $90,000, cash or surety required.
Doubles her bond, from $47,500 to $90,000. Think about that number. Almost 6 figures, just to get out again. And the judge adds GPS monitoring, spelling out every detail, no messages, no notes, no backdoor communication with her co-defendant. That's not just a ruling, that's the court saying, we've had enough.
Have you or your assistants take Miss Denny into custody, please?
Judge, are you going to require GPS or not?
Yes,
Just so
yes, GPS. I meant to say that. That was the other thing I meant to say, GPS, no contact, no violations of the law, standard conditions. Sheriff Samuels, can you hear me? Missy, can you contact someone to take her into custody down there?
He may have walked over to the courtroom.
All right. Miss Denny, do you have an officer there with you now?
No. Yeah.
Okay. All right. She needs to be taken in.
And then comes the final blow, take her into custody. In seconds, her short-lived freedom is gone. 1 minute she's talking about job interviews and helping her mom with her little brother, the next she's led away in cuffs. It's the perfect example of how fast the gavel can flip your entire life.